everybody, welcome into Northern Life. Thanks for ending your week with us on this Friday. Why not start things off on a spooky story? Actually, first, before we get to the spook, you know the piggy bank thing we were showing off yesterday? Briggs last night shared a message that she saw on Instagram from Fallon on the Jason Show, saying that that piggy bank that was posted on Facebook Marketplace was allegedly stolen, I believe.
That's the lore. Someone's yard. It was a yard decoration, I guess.
Really?
And the person who had messaged in said she recognized this particular pig because of the way the flowers were painted, and it was a pig that her mom had painted way back in the day. It was allegedly stolen 30 years ago. Who knows if that's actually true? I don't know. But we also got a phone call in the newsroom today about the pig, actually. And this person said that those pigs are actually very popular in Mexico.
Really?
Yard decorations. Yeah, pigs that look a lot like that. So, the more you know about decorative pigs.
That'd be quite expensive to bring it back from Mexico if you got it there.
Well, and they said, too, this person on the phone, that they cost like $5.
Oh,
really?
150 might be a little steep for the pigs.
The burglar was trying to, or an alleged burglar was trying to flip it for a quick buck. Well, hey, let's get to the real spooky thing here. We shared the story of a Wisconsin lighthouse that was being preserved earlier this week, but our viewer Kristen saw something maybe you didn't see on air. She messaged us saying, check this out. Nicole here has an orb on her shoulder. Hunter can't even believe it. He's just the ghost is getting him. It did not appear in any other shot, she says. There's a lot of strong residual energy, which our director Shania was teaching us more about in lighthouses and the ground in which they stand. And so I did some Google research, and we talked with Shania here, and it sounds like that could be true. Apparently lighthouses, big targets for ghosts, but Google also said it could also be a natural phenomenon caused by dust and moisture in the air that reflects on the camera.
No way. It's a ghost.
It could be a ghost. I don't know. I'm not one to really necessarily believe in ghosts, but I could understand from the people who have experienced those moments.
Yeah. I don't necessarily believe in ghosts either. I would not be surprised if they do exist within our realm, because there's certain things that happen that are unexplainable and kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's very true. You hear stories about interactions that people have maybe had, and you're just like, how could that be explained otherwise?
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't know. Maybe they're just making up those stories that people they tell you.
I would be contacting police immediately if I was in a room and someone closed the door or something.
Yes.
Yeah, if somebody said
horrified.
something, nobody was there.
Not.
Yeah, I'd be running.
Why do we think lighthouses are so targets for ghosts, like you were saying?
Well,
Whatever.
Shania
It's
was,
old, obviously.
I'm not going to provide this information well. Our director Shania could do a lot better, but she was saying there's residual energy and there's intelligent energy. And so residual, if I say this correctly, residual is from people who do something a large amount of time. So like the housekeeper, the lighthouse keeper, it was known for like going up the stairs so many times that maybe their spirit lives like in that area.
That's crazy. And then also water has something to do with it too.
Yeah.
Water, there's a certain energy with water, I guess, and there's a lot of water on a lighthouse, so the lighthouses are popular ghost spots.
Next time you go to a lighthouse, just be on the lookout.
I don't know if I will be going any Just kidding. Well, Hunter and I were driving a Zamboni in Virginia this week. Ryan, you were taking an important class here at the station, it sounds like.
I am now CPR AED certified.
Whoa.
I took that class with a couple people here at this station. Just really important. I know it's one of those things where it's like, oh, I got to take CPR training. We all know what to do, right? The answer for me was no. I did not know what to do. And the other fact too, we had a wonderful instructor, and she was saying a lot of people who sadly go into a VFib, as they say, with their heart. People don't step into action, and they're afraid to do something wrong. And so it's important that you learn these steps and say, okay, I know what to do now. You call 911, you get the AED machine, and that way you can step in and maybe help save that person's life.
Kidding. And I think the direct directions are very important too, because I think a lot of people assume that someone's going to call 911, and maybe someone has, but unless someone's explicitly told, maybe it didn't happen, and you're waiting and no one comes because nobody called. So it's good to have those specific moments of direction too.
Can't you just pick up most of it from watching that one The Office episode where they're all they're doing the safety training and they're
First
singing
I was afraid, I was petrified.
It's the best episode of The Office. I love that. Good for you though. That's very good stuff.
Hey, coming up on today's show, Hunter is going to be shining like a star during tonight's gala with the Duluth Playhouse. He is judging this year's showcase over at the North Shore tonight. Big night there.
Yeah, and later, Catherine Ham with Memorial Blood Centers is here in studio to talk about our upcoming blood drive next week. We'll also learn how you can get your business involved in a blood drive of your own.
Yeah, it sounds like it's pretty easy.
Yeah. Absolutely. Also easy to donate blood. We'll have more on that coming up. Until then, it's a big weekend up the North Shore. Sunday marks the start of the John Bear Grease Sled Dog Marathon. For more than 4 decades, the race has been an amazing spectacle enjoyed by mushers, spectators, and volunteers. Due to the difficult winter conditions, though, this year, the start has been moved to Sunday near Two Harbors instead of the usual start at Billy's Bar in Duluth. So I know a lot of mushers glad to see these changes being made for the safety of them and the dogs and everything. So hopefully, cross your fingers, maybe a little bit more snow. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's literally falling kind of right where we needed it to fall here today. And so hopefully that helps with the situation and it doesn't melt too much here before Sunday. So hopefully it goes off without a hitch. Crossing my fingers.
But as we saw snowmobiling 40 minutes up north, which is next Tuesday's blindfold, when there's no snow on the ground, yeah, it's impossible to do what you're supposed to be doing out there.
Yeah.
Hey, back here in Canal Park, it's always fun to hear the horn on the ships that are coming in or this horn that comes from the lift bridge saying hello. But imagine if that sound happened every 30 seconds for weeks on end. Apparently a foghorn in Rhode Island has been doing just that, sounding on repeat every 30 seconds for multiple weeks there, regardless of the weather, and it's certainly annoying neighbors there. The Coast Guard said the repeating noise is due to a mechanical issue with that horn, and it sounds like there's no word on a fix anytime soon.
Can't they just unplug it or something?
Unplug it and plug it back in.
I don't think they really even know where it's coming from for the most part. At least the neighbors don't really know where it's coming from. But, I used to live in the hillside here, and hearing the clock from the tower from the old Central School, like every hour, I'm like, we can unplug that one.
Yeah.
Well, hey, coming up, Hunter's warming up his singing voice. It should be an incredible night ahead. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. We got some perks when it comes to this job. One of those perks, getting to see stories that are quite different, and they certainly provide maybe a cool perspective, maybe one you didn't know you needed. So listen to this one. A one-of-a-kind annual event was recently held in Japan featuring 25 bald men who gathered to compete in a suction cup tug-of-war competition. So 2 men at a time would stick the suction cups to their heads and slowly fight until one of the cups came off. And this year's winner took the title for a 3rd year in a row. The event, organized by a group of bald men, and has been held for more than 30 years.
Interesting. Imagine,
I think it's to celebrate baldness, as the lower third there says. I don't know any other reason why.
Imagine if this was your assignment for the day.
Right?
Yeah,
seriously.
Like Ryan was saying, we get to learn a lot about a lot of different things here in this job, and count this as one of those.
Where are you off to?
Somebody's got to cover the fire. Somebody's got to go cover this, and now you're going to cover the bald tug-of-war convention.
Competition.
Yes, like what the heck?
It's always a good balance in news, you know. You gotta have your little taste of fun too. Hunter, big night for you coming up at the Duluth Playhouse. You're going to be taking part in a night of glitz, glamour, and giving at the 3rd annual Singing with the Stars event.
It's going to be such a blast. I'm so excited. I literally just last night relearned my song that I have to do here for this evening, and it's going to be an absolute blast. I'm very excited because last year, of course, I competed in the competition.
And won.
Woo!
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, not to brag.
It was cool to see that whole side of it. Now I get to see the other side of it. I get to redo the performance, which is going to be an absolute blast. But I also get to be one of the judges and kind of be on the production side of things. So I get to do basically I have to work out kind of a little banter between me and the judges and talking with the contestants.
Do you want to be like the Randy Jackson, or do you want to be like a Paula Abdul, or do you want to be a Simon Cowell when it comes to your judging?
I can't do a Simon Cowell. There's no way. I just can't be that
sad,
mean. It's so mean, what was that? What are you talking about? But I think I would be more of a Paula Abdul or maybe a Randy Jackson. That's not for me, dog.
That one's
something
not
like
for me, dog.
I might say that a couple times.
It'd be fun if you could do it like The Voice, where you have to spin around and then in the chair, whatever, push the button, and I want you on Team Hunter.
Oh my God, I'm Team Reba or whatever that is. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Well, that fun is going to take place at the iconic North Shore Theater tonight. It is an unforgettable evening filled with champagne, delectable bites, and local personalities living out their musical theater dreams, kind of like Hunter did here last year. So you can get your tickets at the DuluthPlayhouse.org website. And yeah, it sounds like it's going to be an awesome night. I wish you were competing again so you could win again.
Oh, that'd be nice. Oh my gosh. Well, they're talking about maybe sometime like after the 5th year, there's going to be enough people that have won to maybe bring them all back and do another
All-Stars.
kind of all-star competition.
All-Star edition.
So wouldn't that be kind of cool? So
That'd
it
be
might not
nice.
be my last time doing this thing. We'll see what happens.
Cross our
fun.
fingers.
Yep.
Well, hey, let's get to another amazing celebration. Many of the soldiers on the front lines of World War II no longer with us, sadly, but one of them, born here in Minnesota, turned 102 years old this weekend.
Gosh, just incredible. Mariel Mose was there for the celebration, which came with a big surprise.
Technical Sergeant Don Halverson rings in 102 years of life with his fellow soldiers on Monday morning. He's a World War II veteran who fought for the Red Bull 34th Infantry Division in Italy in the early 1940s. His team spent the most consecutive days in combat than any other unit in the Army, a record that still holds today. While many of Don's friends died in this war, he feels lucky he returned home to Minnesota.
Somebody upstairs was looking after me. A bullet hole through my canteen and cut up my bedroll with shrapnel and cut my shoes and never touched my body.
Since being back home, Don often spends time with his fellow Red Bull soldiers and supports them in their efforts, so they felt it was fitting to surprise him with a huge honor.
Know ye that Technical Sergeant Donald Halverson, having been recognized for long and honorable service, is hereby admitted as a distinguished knight in the Order of St. George, Bronze Medallion.
I didn't expect it, but it's nice to get them.
At 102, Don still has his sense of humor, using the sword he was knighted with to cut his cake and share it amongst his comrades.
Stand back.
For the soldiers in this room, Don is not only a war survivor,
You're gonna lick it off?
but someone to look up to.
To see him helps us remember where we came from and the high level and expectations that are required from us that we have to achieve, because we don't want to let Don and his generation down.
Darn lucky.
How sweet is that?
Just don't lick the sword after
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
done with the cake.
Make sure it's the side of the sword that you're going in.
Yeah. Oh
Fun.
my
That's very
gosh.
sweet.
Yep.
Hey, for the next great generations out there, a baby expert is predicting some of the names that will be on the rise in the next decade. Sophie Kim says we will start to see more names with a link to heritage, such as Fia and Yuna. Also, nature names continue to be on the rise with names such as Pipit, Lark, and Hawk that are becoming popular. And how about these two that I found? She thinks Iceland and Chosen with a Z and a Y, likely to be the top picks for girls and boys out there.
Interesting. I know a little girl, her name is Sophia, but she goes by Fia.
Fia,
That's
a cool
her
name.
nickname,
Yeah.
so very
Aw.
cute. I know the trends of the baby names, they circulate, or they come around,
Yeah.
you know, every
Yeah,
now and again.
recirculate,
When I
yeah.
was teaching tennis back in the day, there was a little girl, she was like 3, her name was Martha.
Aww.
Isn't that the cutest thing? I know,
Martha.
small kids with cute little names
Little
like
Martha,
that.
yeah.
Just so cute.
There's some names you look at now, you're like, I don't think I'll ever hear that name again.
No.
You know, but
Yeah.
they're just basic names.
Yeah.
Very
So
true.
it seems like the newer, more unique ones are going to be on the rise for us.
More little baby boy Briggses out there. I've been meeting a lot of them. We'll talk about the importance of giving blood when we come back.
Welcome back, everybody. Blood donations critical when it comes to saving lives, and you have the chance next week to help a neighbor here in the Northland. That's because we're hosting our Northern News Now blood drive.
Yeah, we have Catherine Ham with Memorial Blood Centers here with us in studio today. They partner with us to make these blood drives happen, so thank you so much for being here today, Catherine.
Yes, I'm very excited to be here with you guys.
It's always great to see you. You know, every time the blood drive rolls around, always a good chance for people to come out and donate.
Yes, very much so.
And that blood drive that we're talking about coming up Monday and Tuesday next week at Pier B. Why should people come out and donate during that drive?
Well, blood is not synthetically made. That's one of the biggest reasons, is that we never plan on getting sick. We never plan on being in an ATV accident or something like that. So we need to plan for those disasters. We need to have blood on our shelves ready to save people is what it comes down to.
And I think one of the best things about being at our blood drives, or especially with Memorial Blood Centers, is your staff is always so nice. They're always so welcoming. You know, people might have a fear of needles, they might have a fear of
Yes.
giving blood, but it seems like every single time when people come out, they can expect to have a wonderful experience.
Our staff is phenomenal. Our phlebotomists, this is what they do day in and day out. They're trained extensively, and it's their job. Like, they're not doing anything else. So they are truly experts in their field. And for everyone who has those fear of needles, it is a very common fear. But we also just like to think of the people like the fear of needle might just not be as bad as the fear of what someone else is going through at the time.
Yeah.
So if we can overcome that hurdle, we can help somebody else overcome their hurdle too.
That's a really good point. And we mentioned it earlier too, but this blood, helps our neighbors. Your shirt says it right there, help a neighbor by giving blood. So who benefits from these blood donations?
Well, literally anyone from newborn babies to elderly patients, everybody in between. There's so many different reasons people are going to need blood. There's the routine people, the people who have like severe anemia or sickle cell. There are cancer patients. Cancer patients are some of the largest population that need blood donation, and routinely. And then of course there's the accident victims, like ATVs, car accidents, anything like that. So there are a lot of different ways people are going to need blood.
And they're all local people too.
They are all local,
right?
yes. All of our contracts are with local hospitals. We do service 25 hospitals in the Northland area between northern Minnesota and northwest Wisconsin. So it really is, when you're donating with Memorial Blood Centers, you are helping your neighbor.
So cool.
Are there other companies out there like ours? If someone said, I'd love for our team to host a blood drive, is there a way for them to get in contact with you to make that happen?
Oh yes, you can look it up on our website. You can call our call center, and depending on where you are located, they'll get you in touch with the person, either myself or my coworker Michelle, who can get started with blood drives.
Great.
Cool. And say someone can't make it to our blood drive coming up on Monday or Tuesday. I assume there must be other ways that they can help you guys out.
There are. We have a donor center here in Duluth, and we have a donor center in Superior. So if you're in the Twin Ports area, you can go online, you can find the donor center, you can schedule for a time that is convenient for you. If you're not in the Twin Ports area, we have a calendar that circles through all of northern Minnesota and northwest Wisconsin: Grand Marais, International Falls, Ely, Bemidji, Ashland, Hayward, Pine City. So I would encourage to go onto the website and look for where and when the bus is coming to your area next.
Catherine Ham with Memorial Blood Centers, always a great time. Be sure to come out next week. You're going to get some cookies, get your Diet Coke, and then get your t-shirt and Epicurean gift too.
A limited edition t-shirt.
Love it.
It is a very nice t-shirt. Well, hey, it's coming up next week at Pier B Resorts Ballroom here in Duluth. You can find the link to sign up on our website, northernnewsnow.com.
Yeah, we'll have a look at what's coming up on tomorrow's show right after the break.
Back, folks, and we see you again on Monday. I'm going to be taking you over the bridge to Superior, where I got to visit the World of Accordions Museum. Truly an incredible gem in the city. I don't think a lot of people know about this place as well. There's so much to see. It's huge in there. This woman is very, very knowledgeable, and she at one time owned the entire collection in there. So it's very interesting to hear exactly what it's all about, and it's literally just seconds away from this station. So pretty darn cool. It's going to be fun to take you through that next week.
Yeah, absolutely. When I heard accordion museum, I figured maybe 10 accordions. I don't know. No. That looks like a lot of accordions.
It's insane.
Then coming up on Tuesday, we are on the trail snowmobiling at the Pequon Inn for next week's Blindfolds. Plenty of excitement in store there, as we also hear how important snow is to many of our Northland businesses.
Amen.
It was a great time. But before we go, an 18-year-old Florida woman wanted to get back at her ex, but now she is facing charges after she accidentally vandalized the wrong vehicle. Ooh, the Volusia Sheriff's Office says the young woman was upset and had hatched a plan to throw eggs at the car and spray paint it. However, that vehicle was vandalized. It actually belonged to the neighbor and not the ex-boyfriend. She now faces criminal charges related to mischief.
Probably either or she would have faced criminal charges, no matter what car she got.
Yeah, remember the license plate. I'm not condoning it, though.
No.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us today. We love you.
Yeah, we'll see you back here next week.
Find some time to throw a line or just head outside to unwind. That's the life in the great North Woods. Hike or bike, whatever you like. Get out in the day, enjoy the night. Yeah, we got the life in the great North Woods. Yeah, we got the life in the great North Woods. Yeah, this is Northern Life.